Okay. Tell me.
We are learning it now. Till challenges in improving agriculture products, you have finished.
Okay, you have finished till here. So from here onwards, these 3 chapters you need to cover, right?
Yes.
Okay, and coming to your this physics part, like this,
Is till matter pure.
till matter pure.
You're finished.
Okay, till here. Okay, so for physics we need to put more efforts, right? From here
Yes.
onwards we are going to start. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So when you Ishak, when you have your exams, like the final exams, you have any idea?
No, ma'am. There's chapter exams on the 19th, starting from 19th.
Okay. 19th of this December.
Yes, ma'am. Only 2 chapters will be there in every subject.
Okay. So what? Can you please tell me like which 2 chapters will be there?
In physics, it is atoms, molecules, and chemical reaction, and what is inside an atom.
Okay.
And in bio,
In bio it is.
can you show me the?
Hmm.
Yeah, adaptations in ecosystem and challenges in improving agriculture.
Okay. 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 So like how you have prepared well for these chapters? Do you want me to help you with this?
Ma'am, only can you help me in physics that?
Yeah, sure, sure. Okay, so it's, physics, you have this chapter. Okay, so for which chapter do you want? 19th, you have your exam, or 18th?
19th, yeah, 19th. It's starting.
Okay, so when you have your science exam,
Wait, I'll just check it.
check it, and because accordingly, we'll just I'll just prepare a timetable for you for both maths and science. Okay, so that we can prepare accordingly.
Ma'am, physics, bio are on 21st.
Okay, on 21st you have the exam.
Yes.
Okay, so let me just make a note for it.
Ma'am, I just checked in bio, sense organ and animal behavior is there.
Okay, so for the 21st you have your science exam, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me which chapters are coming now. Just number them. You want me to
In
show the screen?
physics? No,
Yeah.
I'll just.
Okay. Yeah. Physics.
Chapter 7, atoms and molecules,
Hmm.
chemical reaction.
Okay.
And chapter 9, what is inside an atom.
Okay. And only 2 chapters.
Yes, ma'am. Only
Okay.
2.
For bio.
And chapter 6, sense organs.
And
Chapter 7, animal behavior.
okay. So this is for this science. Now coming to your maths.
Yes.
When you have your maths.
It's on 20.
Okay, 20. You have your maths. Okay. So tell me the syllabus.
Chapter 7, triangles, and chapter 8, quadrilaterals.
Okay. So I hope we are doing chapter number 8, right? Chapter 7,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what we will be doing, like on 20th you have your maths, so we will try to balance the things. Okay, I'll take your 1 or 2 extra class as well in order to finish the things, because we are not left with much time. We are very close to your papers, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
what we will be doing, like accordingly, we'll just start with the things. So over here, first of all, like you want me to focus on physics instead of bio, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so today let's just see how we are going to start, and from tomorrow next class onwards, we'll be starting with the next things. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So you have this chapter number 7, right? Atoms
Yes.
and molecules and chemical reaction. Okay, so first of all, see over here, all the chapters are related. So first of all, this chapter is not that much complex. Okay, there are few things which you need to cover. So let me just come to this page first of all. Chapter number 7. Okay, so page number. You have your book with you?
Yes, ma'am. I just take it out.
Okay, take it out.
Okay, ma'am. 0.
Okay. So before starting with this, I have few things to share with you that I'll be doing. Okay, I have few handwritten notes, so that we'll be doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Hmm. So first of all, the chapter is atoms and molecules. Okay, so this is basically the handwritten notes which we'll be doing. It is a recap. Okay, and
Okay.
after that we will be we will be referring the book, and over here we'll be studying, and side by side you have your book. You will be marking the things over there,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay, so this is not over here. You have two chapters which are mixed, right? One is atom and molecule, and one is chemical reaction. So we'll be learning all that, and it will be easy for you. Okay. So let's just start. So first of all, let's just understand the basic things. What is atom and everything, and after that, and from next class onwards, you'll be making notes from this only. Okay.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So now first is atoms and molecules. So for the very first question is, as the chapter is atom. So ma'am, what do you understand by atom? Right. So atom is basically the most fundamental unit of matters. There are so many matters all around us, right? So if
Yes.
in one marker you get a question like dash is fundamental unit of matter. So what you will say, ma'am, atom. Clear?
Okay.
So these are the one marker, right? If I'll ask you what is the fundamental unit of matter, so you will say, ma'am, atom. If I'll ask you what is the smallest unit of element, you will say, ma'am, atom, right? So these are the two things which is atom. So if I'll ask you what is atom, you will say, ma'am, atom is the most fundamental unit of matter.
Matter.
Clear? And
Yes.
you will say, ma'am, atom is the smallest unit of element. Okay. So these are the two things for atom. Now, of course, now I will ask you the size. What is the size of atom? Right? So you will say at least less than 0.1 to 0.5 nanometer. Okay.
Yes.
Meter you already know. Right? Nanometer is less than meter. Clear?
Okay.
So
Yes,
what
ma'am.
is the size of atom? It is basically from 0.1 meter nanometer to 0.5 nanometer. Clear? This is what. Okay. Now next question I will ask you. I will ask you, atoms, do atom exist independently? Right. So you will say, ma'am, atoms may or may not exist independently. But remember one thing, as your as your chapter name also include chemical reactions, right? So these atom, right, takes place or participate in chemical reaction. For example, any reaction is going over here, right? Any chemical reaction it is going over here. So these atoms basically they do participate in this chemical reaction. Clear?
Okay.
Okay, so what you got to know about atom? First, tell me. Read it.
Most
Hmm.
fundamental unit of matter,
Hmm.
smallest unit of element,
Very good. What is the
at least
size?
at least less than 0.1 to 0.5 nanometer.
Very good. And do atom exist independently?
No.
No, nahi.
May
May,
or may or not.
may
May
or
or
may not. It can.
oh, yeah.
Or do atom take place in chemical reaction?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So see, existing independently is like, see, like I'm here, right? But if I am taking place, I am working with a chemical reaction, that means I'm not independent, right? So it can exist independently, but remember one thing, it always takes place in a chemical reaction. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yes.
this is all about atoms. Now, see, whenever something new comes, see, when atom came, right? So everybody was like, this is, whenever, for example, you saw something very unique. So now you will be like, this is that. You will start comparing that object, right? It look like that.
Mm.
Someone will say it look like this. Someone will say it is this. Like they will give their own theory because nobody know what is this, right? So there were
Yes.
few people. They accordingly made it, some their own theory saying that this is this, this is atom, this is atom, this is atom. Okay. So there were especially three people. One is Maharishi Kannan. Okay. And second is Pakuda Katyama. And third is Leucips and one other one was Democritus. Right. So these were the people. Right. So Maharishi Kannan, when he came, he said that, see, over here what we are talking that atom is a fundamental unit
Unit
of
of
matter.
Yes.
Right? So what he said when the Maharishi Kanan came, he said, let's see, matter, this is matter, and matter starts dividing. Right? So matter
Yes.
will we will keep on dividing matter, and we will divide it till it cannot be further divided. Right? So once,
Okay.
see, for example, you have the pen, right? You are going to divide it, right?
Yes.
When you will divide it, it will become this. Now you will again divide it, it will become this. A time will come that a time will come where you cannot further divide it. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So similarly, what Maharishi Kanan said, he said that matter can divide. Right? And when you will divide the matter, the smallest particle which cannot be divided further, it is known as Parmanu, which is basically the atom. So he didn't say that this is atom. He said that this is Parmanu. What name he gave? He gave Parmanu.
Parman.
Right?
Okay.
And he said, or what theory he said? He said Parmanu is basically a matter which cannot be further divided. Right?
Okay.
So he gave his own theory. Now again, some other person said, Pakuda Katyama came, right? He also supported him that okay, yes, this is coming from matter which cannot be further divided. It is known as this, right? But he gave another theory as well. He said these particles exist in the combined form. So whatever particles you are talking about, they are all together. He said this, right? It's
Okay.
not like that one is here, one is here, one is here. No, they are all together. This is what he added. He supported
Okay.
Kanan, whatever theory he gave, but he added one thing. Clear?
Okay.
And then Lukips and Democritus come, same as Kanan. Whatever Kanan say, they agreed, right? But till now, nobody gave the name. But these were the two people who gave these particle name atom. Okay,
Okay.
these were the people who were responsible or who gave the name that okay, now this is basically the atom. Clear?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how three people came and accordingly they gave their own theory. Clear? I hope you
Yes,
got it
ma'am.
now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now you will tell me what Maharishi Kanan said.
Ma'am, he told us that the matter can't be divided
Hmm.
further.
Hmm. And
Yes.
accordingly, according to him, what is atom?
Parmanu.
Yes. So what from where he is coming?
Yes, ma'am.
Parmanu is coming from where?
Matter.
Yes. So what he said that matter can be divided, right? And the
Okay.
smallest particle of matter which cannot be divided further, right? That
Yes.
smallest particle is Parmanu.
Okay.
Clear? So what he
Yes, ma'am.
said? He said all the matter divides, and once they will reach a certain criteria, right, that they cannot be further divided. So that is known as Parmanu. Okay.
Okay.
And then what Pakudu Katyama said?
That the particles of Parmanu, they are combined.
Yes. And who gave the name this atom to Parmanu?
Leucips and Democritus.
Yes. Good. Very good. Now, as your chapter name is atom and molecule and
Chemical
chemical
reaction.
reaction, right? So now we will understand what is a chemical reaction. Oh, wait. I lost the chapter or what? So atoms you already know, right? Now
Yes.
we will be understanding chemical reaction. Then we'll understand what are molecules. Okay.
Okay.
So let's just see chemical reaction. So chemical reaction is basically when two or more molecule interact. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. So molecules means when two or more molecules, right? They will combine. What will happen? Chemical reaction will happen. Clear?
Okay.
So what is chemical reaction? When two or more molecule interact, they form a compound, new things, right? For example, this and this, they combine. So they form this. Clear? So how they
Okay.
combine? Due to chemical reaction, they combine. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now let's just see. So let's just read this out first. Like, okay, a small intro. In this chapter is matter around the sphere. In the chapter is matter around the sphere, we use the terms element and compound. Right? Over there was a differentiation between element and compound, right?
Yes.
Okay, so before, like tomorrow, today is a only intro class. So tomorrow, what you will do, you will first learn the difference between element and the compound. This is your homework.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so before I will ask you, in the matter chapter you have, is matter around us pure, you have a table, right, where the difference between element and compound is written. So you will learn that.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
now the pure component obtained from separation or purification are element or the compound, right? When we separate something, either you will get element or you will get compound. Okay, so in this
Okay.
chapter you will get so many things, right? So first of all, let's just understand who is this basically, right? Very important person. It is Antonio Lavoisier, right? Lavoisier is basically a French nobleman, right? He is also known as father of modern chemistry. Very important. Sometimes you get a direct question: who is known as father of modern chemistry, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so if I'll ask you who is the father of modern I'm not asking about chemistry, I'm asking about modern chemistry. So who is the
Okay.
father? Antoine Lavoisier,
And
right?
okay.
And plus, apart from being the father of modern chemistry, he gave a law which is known as law of conservation of mass. Okay, so from this, like the person Antony, he has two things. First, he is known as father of modern chemistry. Second, he gave us law of chemical mass, law of
Oh,
conservation of mass. Clear?
yes.
Okay. So now let's just understand. So Antony L. Lavoisier, and if there was one more person, Joseph L. Prot, they gave chemical combination. Okay, and they gave this law of conservation of mass. Okay, two chemical combination or property. Basically, these two peoples, right? They gave
Okay.
us two chemical laws. Okay,
Okay.
this Antony gave law of conservation of mass, and this Joseph gave law of constant proportion.
Okay.
Clear? So let's just understand, ma'am, what is this law of conservation of mass? What they said, like this Antony said, matter cannot be created, right? Nor destroyed. Clear?
Oh,
So he
yes,
said
sir.
matter is something which you cannot form, plus you cannot destroy. Right?
Okay.
It is that much powerful that you cannot even make it or not even destroy it. Right? So matter cannot be
Yes.
created nor neither be created
Yes.
nor destroyed. Clear?
Okay.
And
Yes, sir.
plus, he said mass of reactants are equal to mass of product. So, ma'am, now what is this? For example, H2 plus O, right? What they are giving? They are giving H2O,
Yes.
right? So, the people or the components or the elements who are combining, they are known as reactant because they will react, right?
Okay. Yes, sir.
And when they form something, they are known as product.
Okay.
Okay. So, for
So
example,
H
hmm,
H2 H2 and O is reactants and
hmm,
H2 is a product.
yes. H2 is hydrogen, O is oxygen, right? And this is H2O is water, right?
Oh, yes.
So over here, these two compounds are reacting with each other, right? That's why they
Oh,
are reactant. Now
reactant.
they made something which is a product. Clear?
Okay. Yes.
So what he said, first he said about matter that matter can neither be created nor destroyed, right? Second, he said mass of reactant. So over here you can see hydrogen you have two, right? And oxygen you have
Yes.
one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And over here also you can see hydrogen is 2 and oxygen is 1, right? So he
Yes.
said whatever the mass of reactant will be, right? It will be equals to whatever mass of product will be, right? It's not like, for example, over here you have H4, right? And over here it become
Yes.
H2. No. If
Okay.
here it is H2, so it will also be H2 here. If it is
Okay.
H4, it will be H4 here. If it is
Okay.
O1, here it will be O1. Here is O2, here it will be O2. Let's just take C plus O2. So it gives CO2, right?
Yes.
So over here, C was 1 and O was 2, right? The
Yes.
reactant side, so, right? And similarly, here also C is 1 and O is 2, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can say mass of reactants are equal to mass of product. Clear?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So this is what law of conservation of mass is. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
So according to Antony, what was law of conservation of mass? He said law of conservation of mass is matters can neither be created nor destroyed. Okay. And second, he said mass of reactant are equals to mass of product. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now tell me who gave the law of conservation of mass?
Antonio Levi, sir.
Tell me. Read it.
Antonio
Yes.
Levi, sir.
Yes. And according to law of conservation of mass, what are the two things?
Matter cannot be created nor be destroyed.
Very good. And second?
Mass of reactant is equal to mass of products.
Very good. And now there was one more person, Joseph, right? He gave basically law of constant proportion, right? So what he said a pure chemical compound contains same element combined together in a fixed proportion by mass. Okay. So what he said basically, for example, over here, you are making a lemon soda. Okay, you are making a lemon soda. So over here it's very fixed that for 1 glass you need 1 lemon and 1 tablespoon sugar and 1 tablespoon salt. This is very fixed, right? So but for example you prepared this lemonade and over here you like 1 glass water, but you pour 2 lemonade plus 4 sugar and 4 tablespoon salt. So it will be a good taste?
No, ma'am.
No. So that's why law of constant proportion is saying, for example, if you are making any chemical compound, right, it should contain elements combined together in a fixed proportion. So already they have fixed proportion. Like for example, you are making water. So it is fixed that H will be 2 and O will be 1. This is fixed, right? You cannot make water with H4 and O5. No, not possible. Right? So law of constant proportion is saying that if you are making a chemical compound, right, first of all you should have the same element that you will combine together, plus their proportion of masses should be fixed. It should not like that according to your will you are adding the elements. Clear?
Ma'am, is it necessary to that the element should be equal?
Yes. And no, it's not necessary that element should be equal, but for example over here you need something. For example, you want to make a hydrogen gas, right? So you need hydrogen element only, right?
Yes.
So see, a pure chemical compound always will have the same element. But if it is unpure, impure, so over here you can have different element. Pure chemical compound always contains same element because that is pure, no mixture. Nothing will be mixed, right? That's why it is pure, na? If you will mix something, it will not become pure.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Right? So a pure C means chemical compound contain same element combined together in fixed proportion of masses. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you know, for example, element, right? So element and compound, basically you will first see the difference. Okay. And element, first of all, what are element basically? You have the periodic table with you, right? Hydrogen, helium, lithium, like that.
Wait.
You have the table? No?
No.
Okay. I think in your book it will be given.
Yes. It's given
Right?
like symbols. Only symbols are given.
Okay, only symbol. Okay, so what I will do, I'll just provide you that. Don't worry. Right? So whatever elements are there, like hydrogen, helium, lithium, like this, they all are element. Right? But when two elements combine or two molecules combine, they form a compound. Clear? So like for example, hydrogen and oxygen, they are meeting and they are forming H2O, which is a compound. Right? So this is what you have to remember. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what. Okay, so you will quickly read it and you will tell me what do you understand by law of constant proportion.
So if
Tell me. Law of constant proportion, what does it say? What does it mean?
so pure compound contains same element. So if we combine No, we should combine with a fixed proportion by mass.
Ishak, can you please repeat? I was unable to hear you.
Okay. A
Hmm.
pure chemical compound
Hmm.
should contain same elements and
Hmm.
combined with fixed proportion.
Yes. So that means why that's why the name is constant proportion, right? Because
Yes.
their combination or they have the fixed mass.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you want to make a note, quick note of it, you can make it. You want to make the notes?
No, ma'am, I'll just take the screenshot.
Yeah, wait. Now you can take it. You want me to erase it? Just a minute. Just give me 1 minute. I'll erase it. Then you can make because you won't be able to understand others.